Welcome back, Ena Maniacs, where we serve movie tea colder than Lurch's stare and roast characters like Wednesday roasts her victims. Today, we're unboxing the Addams Family, the original TikTok goth squad who make your toxic family group chat look like a wholesome picnic. These legends turned dead inside into an art form, treating murder like a hobby and awkward family dinners like a reality show reunion you definitely want to binge. And yes, we're dragging everyone from Morticia's shady garden hacks to Gomez's my love is illegal energy. So grab your popcorn and black eyeliner because this recap is about to be spookier than your ex's last text. Now, before Netflix made Wednesday the poster child for goth girls worldwide, the Addamses crawled out of the comic panels of Charles Addams back in 1938. Yes, 1938. That means they've been haunting pop culture longer than most of our politicians have been alive. Charles Addams, the man himself, was the blueprint for spooky satire. He created a bunch of unnamed characters in single-panel cartoons published in The New Yorker. They were rich, strange, and disturbingly chill about stuff like guillotines and poison. Basically a family that would have had a 5-star rating on Yelp for haunted hospitality. The characters didn't even have names until the 1964 TV show when the producers hit up Charles and were like, "Hey man, you forgot to name your murder dolls." Let's break down this ghoulish family one by one, starting with the movie versions because let's be real, that's where they became pop culture royalty. First up is Morticia Addams. Played by Anjelica Huston in the 1991 and 1993 films, Morticia is the queen of deadpan glamour. She's a vampire-looking goddess with the voice of an ancient spell and the posture of a snake about to strike. Morticia is calm, seductive, and absolutely terrifying in the most elegant way. She gardens with scissors, raises her kids like mini serial killers, and turns every dimly lit room into a runway. She didn't just slay, she embalmed. Then there's her ride-or-die husband, Gomez Addams. Raul Julia brought this passionate madman to life with enough chaos energy to run a small country. Gomez is like if a Shakespearean villain and a sugar-high raccoon had a baby. He's wildly in love with Morticia, like whispering sweet nothings in French while fencing on the roof levels of love. He's impulsive, charming, rich beyond reason, and casually throws daggers around the house. We love an unhinged romantic king. Uncle Fester, played by Christopher Lloyd, is that creepy uncle who you think lives in the attic, because he does. He's bald, electric, and looks like he smells like burnt toast and old batteries. But somehow, he's lovable. He can light up a bulb with his mouth and explode stuff without blinking. He's the Addams family's resident live wire, literally. Then comes Wednesday Addams, the true icon. Christina Ricci played the original movie version like she was born to ruin your day. She's emotionally dead, smarter than you, and has probably planned 3 different ways to bury you in the backyard. Wednesday's vibe is pure murder princess, wearing black, hating joy, and roasting her entire bloodline without cracking a smile. She made being dead inside fashionable. If sarcasm were a person, it would be her. Let's not forget Pugsley Addams, her chunky little brother and favorite test dummy. Jimmy Workman gave us a sweet, explosion-loving Pugsley who basically survived his childhood out of pure accident. This kid has been electrocuted, stabbed, stretched, and blown up more times than a cartoon character. And somehow, he's still vibing. He's chaos in a sweater vest. Lurch, the family butler, is part Frankenstein, part bass-boosted doorbell. Played by Carol Streakin, Lurch was tall, terrifying, and had the emotional range of a broken vending machine. He didn't need to say much, just "you rang" was enough to send shivers down your spine. He moved like a cursed Roomba, but somehow held the whole creepy aesthetic together. Grandmama, the Addams witchy elder, was played by Judith Malina in the first film, and Carol Kane in the sequel. She's like the grandma who gives you potions instead of cookies and accidentally summons demons instead of baking brownies. She's wild, spell-casting, and probably fought in the war between witches and tax auditors. Then there's Thing, the disembodied hand that somehow has more personality than half of your followers. Thing types faster than a hacker in an action movie, slaps people with dramatic flair, and is basically the MVP of the house. He's your sarcastic sidekick with no mouth but all the attitude. And we can't skip Cousin It. He's a walking furball in sunglasses who sounds like a sped-up voicemail and still pulls more dates than your average dating app user. Cousin It is what happens when a Wookiee joins a rock band and becomes fabulous. No one knows what he's saying, but we all feel it. Now jump to the 2022 Netflix reboot Wednesday, directed by Tim Burton. Jenna Ortega took the role of Wednesday and turned her into a Gen Z anti-hero with psychic visions and unmatched dance moves. She gave us the most iconic death stare performance of the decade. This Wednesday attends Nevermore Academy, solves murders, and roasts people into therapy. She's the introvert's role model, emotionally distant, intellectually superior, and allergic to social norms. In the Netflix version, Morticia is played by Catherine Zeta-Jones, who brings the elegance and darkness but with a more maternal edge. Luis Guzman plays Gomez, finally matching the comic book version's short, pudgy look, and giving us a more dorky dad vibe. Uncle Fester is now played by Fred Armisen, who basically looks like he showed up from a sleep-deprived SNL sketch and decided to haunt your dreams for fun. We also meet new characters like Enid Sinclair, a pastel-wearing werewolf who's the human equivalent of a glitter explosion. She's Wednesday's roommate and emotional opposite, but they somehow become the ultimate chaotic duo. Xavier, the brooding art boy. Tyler, the coffee shop himbo with a dark secret. Bianca, the siren mean girl. And Principal Weems, who's basically the gothic Dumbledore we didn't know we needed. So, whether you're vibing with the vintage black and white weirdos from the comics obsessing over the chaotic 90s films, or doing the Raven dance in your room because of Netflix's Wednesday, the Addams Family has stayed relevant by being unapologetically themselves, creepy, kooky, and darkly hilarious. Hit the comments with your favorite character or the family member you'd least want to sit next to at dinner. Don't forget to like, sub, and ring that bell so you don't miss our next weird, wonderful deep dive. Until next time, Ena Maniacs, stay creepy, stay chaotic, and remember, if normal is the goal, you're watching the wrong channel.